Hello and welcome to this week's podcast. I'm Mod Matt He, and today we're going to be talking all things Falador. And so I have with me on the sofas today...
Hello, I'm Mod Joe.
Hello, I'm Mod Moltare.
And we've not had Mod Joe on the sofas before, so what do you do, Mod Joe?
I'm product owner of the Guardians team.
What does that mean day to day?
Day to day, it means lots of planning and emails and looking at cool stuff. I was originally an environment artist, and I don't really have enough time to do that anymore, which sucks, because it is something I enjoyed. And seeing as we're talking about Falador, I actually did the original update of Falador 11 years ago.
Wow.
When it was originally paper-thin walls. I made them all thick and bricky. But I think after 5 years, everyone thought, yeah, it maybe needs a bit of a lick of paint, which is something I'd like to talk more about today.
Okay. So what is this Falador update we're sneakily talking about quite early?
I'll jump in and take that one.
Okay.
It's essentially a sort of mini world event. It's just a 2-week-long little piece of content to go with the graphical rework that we've had awaiting an excuse to launch for a little while now.
Yeah.
It's going to feature the White Knights and the Black Knights fighting through the streets of Falador, and you can pitch in on one side or other to earn yourself unique rewards and find out a bit more about the history of the city.
Okay, so where's this project come from then? How have we conceived this project?
The project originally started out as an improvement project. As an art team, we tried to look at all of the areas of the game that we'd want to do improvements of. I know Karamja is always mentioned as something that needs a bit more love.
Yeah.
And we did some work in updating Falador a couple of years ago, back in 2013,
right.
From Mod Lewis. And he took it quite far. It wasn't quite finished, and we basically couldn't find the right time to spend more time on it because there were so many other projects that we thought there was more player appreciation in working on.
Yeah.
So it sort of it languished. We never really finished it, but we thought, now is the time. Let's actually finish the project, get it out to the players, combine it with an event, and actually get it live.
Right. Okay.
Get it out of our pending folders where it had been requiring a merge down every week for the last 2 years.
Okay, and was that a big team worked on it, or?
So I think quite a lot of environment artists worked on it a couple of years ago, but what we're doing in the Guardians is actually taking the project, looking at where it currently was, and then getting the entire team involved in how can we make it better. And so we've done some new designs, we're getting our QA guys to give more feedback. Some of our QA guys have even been helping us fix the bugs.
Right.
So we'd like sort of the players to see this as a team effort when it finally goes live.
Okay. And how long has the development taken for it?
I can't remember how long we spent on it originally, but we're keeping this quite tight. So the Guardians we're coming out of working on the Myaki 6 project,
yeah.
And we're going to be going into fully working on Invention. So this is a relatively small update for us. We only really want to spend 2 sprints, so that's about 4 weeks worth of work on it. There are obviously like a bit of time before doing a couple of concepts and things like that. But really, primarily, it will be 2 sprints. Get in there, fix it up, add all of the content that we want to do, and then try and get it out to the players.
Okay, so it's quite unusual for us to use a really short development time like that.
It is. I think we're lucky in that really most, like 95% of the graphical update was done for us,
right.
By the rest of the team a couple of years ago. But saying that, I was looking on Reddit and I saw someone, I've forgotten the username, had done a mock-up of what Falador could look like. And it was a Photoshop montage using assets from Ashdale. And I was like, hang on, I need that grass. We can use those trees and we can change the skybox and do more things. So that inspired me. I showed Mod Alex, one of the environment artists, and I said, can we do this? And he was like, what? That's really cool. And that would take more time. So we're kind of thinking as a stretch goal, taking this this as inspiration. We might be able to add a tiny bit more level of polish to it. But the core for us is making sure that it's got engaging gameplay.
Okay.
And that's what we've been working on as a priority.
Okay, and we're keeping the scope as small as we can.
Yes.
I know you've mentioned stretch goals, but
can't go more than 2 sprints.
Yeah. So really learning from how the ninjas apply their resource. Yeah. Brilliant. Okay. So what's the focus of the graphical updates? What kind of stuff are you including?
The main thing is just the buildings, updating the buildings, making sure that the castle is updated. And that's taken a lot of the time, making sure all of the architecture looks as nice as possible. As of right now, where we haven't actually gone into the full sprint production, lots of the furniture hasn't been touched. It's all exactly the same. And I guess when this goes live, you'll see if we've had the extra time to update the furniture as well. I'm hoping that we will.
Okay, what's your real hope for the graphical update?
That means I've got to commit to it. Don't ask me that.
No, I said hope. I didn't say promise.
So the hope is that you would go to Falador and you wouldn't see an old asset.
Right.
That's the goal. So hopefully we'll be able to update the NPCs. There are better versions of the White Knights that we've had. So we can use the new armor set. We can update some of the citizens. And there are just things like the old chairs in the pub. We can update those. It's nice and quick.
So there's lots of little bits of polish we can apply all over the place.
But also, the funny thing is, as part of the update, because of the story, we'd actually, as well as updating the area, we really kind of want to destroy it as well. So as part of some of the things the player will be doing is there will be some siege engines. There will be some things maybe on fire. So hopefully...
only a little bit on fire.
Yeah, nothing too damaged. It won't be damaged forever.
Okay, so there's story now. Yeah. So what's the story behind the White Knights versus Black Knights then?
That's not the whole story.
Like in this event, anyway.
Well, okay. So some players might know of Radolin, who was the first king of Asgarnia, including Falador. He was the first one to unite them from a whole load of little bickering city-states, essentially, into a kingdom. And there's rumours that have gone on ever since that he had a magic sword and a scabbard that wouldn't let him die and the banner that would crush entire armies before it and all that sort of thing. And they've gone on for quite some time. People tend to think they're a bit of a joke. New evidence has come to light that suggests that there might have actually been something in it after all. And the Black and the White Knights both know that if there is any truth in it, that there's a hell of a lot of potential power in those artifacts, and they're both going for them.
Right.
So the Black Knights, it's sort of now or never for them. They've raided the city in an attempt to get in and find those artifacts, and they've done it so quickly that they've managed to take the defenders by surprise, didn't manage to get the city shut up before the Black Knights got in. There's now fighting in the streets.
Okay.
Siege camps inside and out, sort of a little bit of back and forth between them and just a big street battle going on while they simultaneously try to search for these artifacts and get out with them if they can. Okay.
So are players going to be choosing which side they help, or...?
We've made it a little less formal than the actual world events, because it's only a 2-week thing. We didn't want the whole sort of big bar swinging back and forth, or swinging forth mostly because people tend to rejoin sides based on who's winning, and we couldn't put a third side in without involving the city guard, and then they're a bit sort of basic next to White Knights and Black Knights. We've made it so that you can just pitch in with whatever side you happen to fancy pitching in with. It won't ruin your White Knight rep if you're going for the various bits of armour for that. And that's sort of, you just pitch in by killing enemy knights, chopping up their siege engines if you're on the other side, healing their wounded if you're with them.
Yeah.
And just generally getting stuck in. You get experience for doing those actions as you would for doing any other action. And as you're going along, you'll be collecting bits of supply caches, essentially. You're collecting fragments of them that you put together, and then you open them for additional rewards. And that's sort of challenge bags of resources and these unique cosmetic rewards so that you can say, I was there. I was there during the second siege of Falador when the Black Knights busted in and there was this great big Barney.
Cool. Okay, so that sounds really exciting. Do we know when when all this is like? I know we're in very early stages. We're talking about stuff that's coming up. Any idea where in our schedule it's coming?
I believe that's coming out after RuneFest. It will be late October.
Right, okay. So...
But not Halloween themed.
No.
Halloween is in the safe clutches of... the Dukes?
The Watch.
The Watch, in fact. Yeah, The Watch.
Okay, so what's your favourite pub in RuneScape?
I know what Moltare would have me say, but I do quite like the pick and loot
Right.
The thieving-based tavern in the starter area because I named it. And because it's got the flash powder factory underneath it.
Of course, yes. And Mod Moltare always loves the flash powder factory.
I do. I am not above a little egotism.
I think I'd say the poison arrow.
Right.
Mainly because of the squirrel.
I have a poison arrow tankard at home. I love the poison arrow. Right, okay, so I think that's a really good little insight into what's coming up. Just one more question left.
Oh no. Oh dear.
What is Mod Moltare going to accidentally promise to graphically overhaul next?
I couldn't possibly commit to anything.
Try and keep it to a continent, to be safe.
Well, thanks for coming in today. It's great to chat to you guys, and hopefully we'll be seeing fun in the streets of Falador soon. Bye.
Bye.